Okay, geeks, today we're going to be taking a look at RESKIT's F-111A ESCAPE CREW MODULE in 30-second scale. Before we break into it, though, I want to give a big shout out and thanks to RESKIT, fine folks over there in the Ukraine, working hard to keep us in our hobby stuff. And I want to thank them for that, and I want to thank them for the review kit. You guys over there are doing great work. Keep it up. So, first things first, the box. Now, you know, here again, boxes are boxes, but I will say that the box art on this thing is absolutely just wicked. There's a couple things that I want to point out real quick. On the sides, before I point those out, on the sides here we got just the typical stuff that you would see, some different shots of it. You can see how it sits on the stand here. Cool stuff. But the things I really want to point out is, first is made in Ukraine during the war with orcs. That's just wicked cool, and I got a real good chuckle out of that. The second thing is if you look real close on here, ESCAPE CREW MODULE, special thanks to Jim Rotrammel. So here's a picture of Jim and myself. Jim was an F-111 driver, and he has done a lot of work within the hobby, working with different companies on ordnance and things of that nature, detail stuff. He had a big hand in helping RESKIT get this just right. So Jim is a member of our local club here. Shout out to you, Jim. Good job. And with that, let's break into it and see what we got here. Now, I've talked about packaging before, right? And, you know, a box is a box. But look at this. This is just nuts. So we've got the actual airframe piece. The top here, we got a bunch of resin stuff. Cast, it looks like it's a mix of cast. Look at the boxing on this other stuff. Cast stuff, and here's some more cast pieces. Oh man, you know what I'm gonna have to do here, I think. Got so many boxes to go through. You see all that plastic on there? Oh, we're gonna try this again. Let's go ahead and get all this noisy stuff off. Okay, that's much, much better. So now I don't want to have all that plastic noise running around. Now, not everything is out of plastic because there are some pieces here that I feel are just a little bit fragile and might fall off of the mounts, and I don't want to lose them. So, but this is going to give us a really good idea of what this detail is like on this thing. This is the a cast piece, obviously. You can see the base. And look at the rivet detail in this. Incredible. And here is so we have a recessed detail here and raised on the other. And it is just, in typical RESKIT fashion, it is just off the hook. Look at this, the backside. Wicked cool stuff. This is the main fuselage piece. Obviously, you can see where it needs to be cut off. Here's the forward bulkhead. All the detail on this is just good stuff. I mean, yeah, a little bit of cleanup, but I don't think it's going to be much. Not much at all. It does come with the stand, obviously, so we can pose it as being ejected, if you will. Couple things that really stuck out to me detail-wise. First is these seats. Obviously, these are 3D printed now, but I want you to look at the detail. It is just incredible what can be done with 3D printing these days. Look, you tell me if you see a layer line. Oh, I'm not seeing any. I'm not saying they're not there, but I don't see any. And if there are any at all, it's just going to be a mild sanding in some little areas, and layer lines will be a thing of the past. Here is one of the hatches. And we left the other hatch in the packaging, obviously, because I didn't want to mess it up. But another cast piece, and you can see again the detail on it is just really good. So there we go. What else do we have in the box here? We have the Kellic 3D printed instrument panels. We have some photo etch back in here, and then the small thing of decal sheets, or small decal sheet here. We also have, it looks like, yep, we've got some mask in there as well. So I'm not going to break all those open at this point. So the instruction book, let's go ahead and get this open. And here we go. Let me get this stuff out of the way. We'll go ahead and take a look at the instruction book. So here's the paint call outs. You can see it's all done up. They got Gunzy, Aqueous, and Mr. Color call outs here with the FS numbers as well. So there's your paint call outs, decal placement on the back, typical decal instructions there. The instructions themselves, clear and concise, easy to read. I do like that they've got all of the sprues mapped out. So, you know, I did show you all these over here. I didn't get into it, but you can see it does show the side panels. Those are all underneath, under here. So, just didn't want to take all the plastic out. I didn't think there was a need to. I don't want to scratch those side panels. There was also more stuff, obviously, under here. We'll take a look at that in a second. But these aft bulkheads. But yeah, you see here, it's here's the aft bulkhead and the forward bulkhead. And here again, the detailing that they put into these is just wicked cool. I'm really looking forward to building this one. Being an ejection seat guy, it's right up my alley. But so yeah, it goes into just your typical instructions here, paint call outs, where to paint, etc., etc. It's all cockpit, so it's not like we're going into you know, build wings and all that other jazz. I will say that it's really cool. You can see the level of detail that they're calling to in these instructions. So it is really going to be a detailed piece once it's all put together. Look at the heads-up display. Craziness. All the way down to your ejection handles down here, painting those ejection handles. So lots of details in this thing. I'm really looking forward to it. Look at this. There's even more down here. We have, looks like cabling and piping that needs to go into these. Here again, like I said, just chock full of detail. Haven't seen one of these built up yet. I'm anxious to see it. I'm anxious to break into it myself. So, yeah, really good stuff. So, there we go. Box review, RESKIT's F-111A ESCAPE CREW MODULE. Again, thanks to RESKIT for providing us a sample here at the ModelGeeks podcast to take a look at and review as a build. Again, thanks, Mr. Jim Rotrammel, for all that you do for the hobby. And there you go. So, as always, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a ModelGeeks podcast listener. And let's all be good to each other, huh? And by all means, get out there and build something. Peace.